free. We expect that stadium to be 55,000. Standing room only. People out in the church, let me in. Let me in. Why? Because the train is rolling. So anybody out there, I can't tell you what's going to happen right now.
Swinging for another touchdown.
I'm the incarnation where them Cardinals at. With them Cardinals on their glove and the Cardinal hat. I'm in the corner sports zone spitting Cardinal raps.
And a handoff. He actually keeps it. Now rushing. Here comes Conley. Conley for the end zone. Touchdown.
Cardinal strong, leave a Cardinal mark. And if you get Cardinal love and get Cardinal heart, say it.
What is up, everybody? I guess we're gonna call this the inaugural episode. We did one a while back with our guys Preston Brown and Sam. Was it Terrence Farley? Correct?
Terrence Farley, yeah.
Yeah, and we tried. That was our rough draft of it. James G, let's go. Kenny Payne won those games. I'm sorry, I don't have those. I don't have all that video up like Marcus is fancy. So I don't have that. Look, this is gonna be a work in progress though. And what's up, Nasty Nate? Appreciate you all. I appreciate y'all tuning in because we got a little bit to talk about. Literally today, I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. And here with me today is our women's basketball correspondent, Sam Bazin.
What up? What up?
And I'm not really sure, he's our food expert and word vomit extraordinaire. It is the Higgy.
What's up, everybody?
And earlier today, I was sitting here thinking, and I was like, man, what can we do? Like, it's Sunday. There's nothing I can go out and do without getting in trouble. And as you all, I don't know if you all, no, they can't see it because, duh. Higgy, you're rubbing off on me. Stop dancing, Higgy. They can't see you. You're shaking the screen. So stop.
I'm just happy over here.
They can see you, Higgy. This is on YouTube. What are you talking about? Anyway, so I was like, what can we do tonight? And I was like, let's do a little question and answer, a little Q&A. And then I had got a couple people to see. Robin Skirvin, first-time viewer. What up, Carter? Hey, what's up, Robin? Corey, number one seed for the women's team. We'll let Sam talk about that in a second. James G, let's go. Kenny Payne, I already said that once, but Kenny Payne won those games. And so let's get started again. We decided to do this impromptu episode because you all have been showing interest in a YouTube version of the show. And when we have some stuff, I know, Chris, we'll talk about it in a second. We'll answer your all's questions. Y'all have questions, ask them. We will get to them. There's no time limit to this. I appreciate you all. The podcast, and this will be available on your normal podcast avenues as well as the audio version too. But the support for the show has just grown exponentially. It's almost back to the volume it was when we were on 93.9 every Saturday for 4 years. The love has come back. I appreciate it. Trying to get more content. So that's what we're going to do. Ask your all's questions. We'll talk about a little bit of everything tonight if y'all want to. No time limit. So let's get going. Sam, I'm going to let you go first because there was a very important announcement just made about the women's basketball team.
Yeah, so the Louisville women's team was the 4th overall number 1 seed in the Wichita region. Baylor was the number 2 seed, Michigan was the number 3, and Tennessee was the number 4 seed in there. There was a lot of speculation that if Baylor had won their conference tournament, which they didn't, they would have gotten that number 1 seed over Louisville.
I feel like that's pretty fair.
Luckily, they didn't. But the committee, I don't know what they decided to do, but they put Louisville and Baylor in the same region, which I didn't think was going to happen. So you could see some of the Baylor players were pissed off at being the number 2 seed. But at the end of the day, it's not a home. If both teams make it to the Elite Eight, it's just going to be the difference between who's the home team and who's the road team, and that's the only difference in it. Because if Louisville was a 2 seed, they would still hold the two games in the Yum Center. But I do like Louisville's draw as a 1 seed, preferably to a 2 seed though.
Absolutely. And we've already got some questions coming. I want to go ahead and update these comments. That's something that my guy Marcus does really, really well. He'll talk for a little bit and then update the comments. Terry Jones, no pain, no gain. Absolutely. Justin Taylor, our guy Justin. What's up, man? Hello, everybody, he says. J. Michelle Humphrey. Hey, what's going on? She's literally one of my newest and one of my favorite followers. I appreciate you, Corey P. All right, what's up, chat? Brian McGlasson. BD, between you all and Maven, you are all we have for the truth about Louisville, not just for spit. Hey, and I'll go ahead and put that up there on the screen as we're addressing everything. I'll put we try, and one thing a lot of people don't know, and I wanted to address this too, because for the past couple of weeks I've been hearing, well, what makes you all credible? What makes a lot of y'all have forgotten? We were on 93.9 for 4 years. My dad got cancer. We had to step away. Then Steve and Marcus went from our Saturday show to the midday show. So they were able to, and I surround myself with like-minded people. So we are going to try to get you all the most up to. I appreciate that, BJ. Never going to happen, but I appreciate it. That's too early for your boy. But we've been here. I fell off a little bit. I'm not afraid to admit that. As far as being on the radio, I fell off a little bit taking care of my parents. Sam, you are a little bit close to the camera, and you need to get off of that DSL internet connection and grab you some broadband. I'll pay. Look, hey, you all, if y'all want to donate to the show so y'all get Sam better internet connection, send us your donation on Cash App to CSZ 55, and we'll throw that towards his internet bill. I'm just messing with you. But, a lot of people, Connor, I will be on every week, I think, from now on. Y'all just need to tell him y'all want 55, y'all want Jeremy. He'll put me on there. Yeah, James, for sure, family first. But and I'll scroll through all these and address the ones I didn't see as they're coming in. But, yeah, I had to take care of my family. And about 2 years into that, the pandemic occurred. I was literally getting the itch to talk again. And I asked the guys, I said, would you all want to do a podcast? And our very first episode we did with Keith Kelsey, Ivan Green, my guy Daniel Spencer, who is, then was just the producer of the show. Now he's like the lead referee at Impact Wrestling and OVW Wrestling. And then we had Jacob Lane and Presley Meyer from then, the Big Red Louie, and Ethan Sproles from the Villains. And it was a great show. And it was only supposed to be like a 3-show thing. Me and Jacob had talked, and I was like, let's just do a little bit and see how it goes. That first show had so much positivity and love and reaction to it. I was like, let's just keep it going. And we've kept it going ever since. We could have been back on the radio a year ago, but the time it takes to get sponsorship and stuff, it takes a lot out of your life. And when you're really and this isn't a knock on the other guys at all. I'm the talker of the group. I will talk you out of your britches. No, I won't do that. I will do, like, I'm the advertising and marketing guy, and when it's time for me, I just don't have the time to do that. So we're gonna fast forward all this, but I just wanted to explain that because I've been getting way too many people. I love the new followers, but they're not familiar with my situation, so I want to get that out of the way first. I've been doing this for 10 years now. Doing the website for 10 years now. Played football at Louisville. I'm not media. I'm not, because media does it because they're getting a paycheck and they have to do it. I don't have to do it. I've been so blessed with creating this website and surrounding myself with great people. I don't consider this to be a job. I consider this to be a blessing and a honor to be able to inform you all with everything that I hear, because I do know everybody pretty much. So just want to get that out of the way. We'll stop talking about me, even though I love doing it. We'll stop. Let's go ahead. No, I did not say white-minded people. What are you talking about? No. I surround myself with like-minded people, Nasty Nate. Goodness gracious. Connor, we need you on Maven again. That was fun. Yeah, I already addressed it. I'm sorry. Yeah, we will be family first. Thanks, James. Higgy, yeah, he's on here somehow taking up the whole screen. Brian McGlasson, some things are more important than the radio. We appreciate you and the honesty. Thank you so much. Big Cardinal fan, what's up? What's up? What's up, my guy? Nick Cobb, love the info. New follower, new coach this week. We'll talk about that. I'm going to leave you up there on but first off, BD, I appreciate that. That's what we're trying to do this show. We don't have any the thing that separates me and Marcus and Steve from a lot of people, and I'm not going to say everybody else because there's many other people that are on our side, but we have no vendetta. We don't have an agenda. I mean, not vendetta. Well, we don't have any vendettas either. There's no agenda. We know the people that are being considered for the job. We know what they're telling us. We're just passing that along to you all. So I appreciate that. And we'll go ahead and throw Nick's question up here on the board real quick. And again, I'm learning this new interface as we go. So if it seems like I'm being a little glitchy or cringy, I apologize. I'm just learning this. Michelle said, like Marcus said, no, I'm not media. I'm blessed to do this. Connor, we will talk about that in a minute. We'll get you after Nick. What up, Jeremy? I'm a little late. Go Cards. Quentin, I appreciate you. You're never too late for the party. Tim. Okay, so Tim's the guy. I'm going to go ahead and give him a little bit of love. Yeah, Quentin, we saw Jahill McClain. He committed to Louisville football. He's like number 305 in the country overall. 4-star wide receiver. Kevin Skaggs, glad to see you go live, Jeremy. Thank you. I'm sorry that Higgy's on here, but we had to do it. So Tim Slinker I met, gosh, was that 2005 or two? What year was the blackout game? Was that 05?
No, that was 06.
Was it 06?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Year.
So I met Tim in 2005. Yeah. Bill from Collision Crew. What's up, Bill?
There's my boy.
Shut up, Higgy. So I got a job at the Geek Squad warehouse, and on my first day I was supposed to start, broke my ankle. No, the day before I broke my ankle, they delayed my date. So I went in with a different group of people, and in my group of people was Tim Slinker and Steve Rummage. That's how I met Steve. And as I'm hobbling my big behind in, I hear Tim and Steve talking about something I actually them and didn't mean to because I don't like that kind of person. But they're talking about stuff going on at the Louisville basketball dorm, and I walk up and I was like, well, I was actually there yesterday. None of that happened. My name's Jeremy. Nice to meet you. And we clicked ever since. So, yeah, that was his nickname. He called me, even back then, he called me Money in the Bank. And, Tim, I appreciate you so much because, all you all helped make me who I am today. I mean, I was just a kid then. I was only 29 years old. And me, you, Steve, Armando, AB, all those guys, we just had a blast. So much love to you, and I appreciate you still supporting me after all these years. It's been a minute, Tim. Steve Franconia, Louisville Payne is overall. Kenny Payne won those games. Nick, I'm going to get to your answer question in a second. Recruiting is strong with football or basketball. Antron Masden, my guy. Yo, thanks for hopping on tonight. Hopefully this 4-star recruiting the seed for ladies aren't the only good news for the week. Shout out to Higgy. Don't do that or I'll have to block you from the streams. I'm messing with you. Okay, so here's what I will tell y'all. I fully expect either this Tuesday or next Tuesday. And please don't go on. Every time I talk, I try to be nice and tell everybody. If you hit me up personally in my DMs, I try to give you the information that I know, even if we're about to record a show. And for the past 2 weeks, every single time I've said something, I've had somebody send me a screenshot that said, Jeremy Wyman told me that this is going to happen when I've only said this is my opinion. So my opinion, let's start that off with that. My opinion is that either this Tuesday or next Tuesday, Coach Redacted will be named. Thank you, Kevin, man. I appreciate that because at the end of the day, I don't know any other person, and y'all can tell me if there is. I'm not y'all, so I don't know. But literally, the base is the Cardinal Sports Zone. Jack Harrison, did Higgy miss the message on? Look, me and Sam did not plan that. We just accidentally, and our guy Justin Kruger, he used to work at Lids, and he hooked us up with these red hats, and the thread is glow in the dark. It's called Moon Glow. And I did not know he put that on there until one of the first days after I wore it. I woke up in the middle of the night and looked over, and it was glowing. I was like, well, that's pretty sweet. Why on a Tuesday? That's just the feeling I'm getting because they normally do their little meetings, which if you all are paying attention to social media earlier in the day, there was a BOT meeting, and I'll have more information about that in the morning when I can get it, and I will share that with you all as well. But there's a BOT meeting tomorrow or ULA. Higgy, what is that? It's a request for proposal, RFP ad hoc meeting. And I'm not really for sure what that is, 8-4.
But the members they called for it were all the members that were on the presidential search committee. So
Right. So point of to answer your question. Sorry about that, Terry. Those meetings normally happen on a Tuesday, and I expect for the announcement to either be made after those meetings or a week from then. But here's the thing: the announcement has to be made before the live period starts of basketball. So you subtract about a week before that. That puts you at about the third week in March. So I'm just using my mathematic and logical skills to say that it's going to either be this too. There was something floating around last Friday that was saying, and it was not meant to be literal, but I had an influx of DMs after this person tweeted out to our guy Mark Blankenbaker. He was like, well, I'll be worried Wednesday if nothing's been named this coming Wednesday. So I reached out to Kenny's camp, and I asked them. I said, "Hey, like, what's the word with this?" And he's like, "Y'all Louisville fans just need to be calm, relax. It's going to get done. It's going to be soon." So, request for payment, Fred. That's funny because when me and Rummage was on the phone earlier, I said, I know RFP stands for something different, but I'm going to say it calls request freaking pain. So let's see. Corey Carson, go Cards for a show, and new follower to the show. I appreciate you, Fred Harmon. There is a fraction of folks trying to push the Drew and Cronin narrative. I'm going to tell you this. I'm glad you brought that up too, Fred. And our whole we will talk about football in a minute. And again, there's no time limit on this. If we enjoy ourselves and have a good time, let's just go on till everybody's got their questions answered. So I don't mind that. Brian, can you go to Liggs and get one of those hats? No, you can't. But if enough people request them, we'll get that done. We will get that done. Tim Slinker, request for proposal. Yeah, that's what I said earlier. The Georgia job was open 48 hours. Here's the difference, and I'm glad you brought that up, Kevin. People have been, and if I've lost track of what I was talking about because I'm answering all these questions, I apologize. Just lead me back on track. If y'all know me at all, I talk, and sometimes I go off track. Just pull me back on. They have an AD. We don't have an AD. That's why it took them 48 hours, and it's taken us 48 days. I truly believe that Josh Hurd, again, my opinion, yes, Quentin, Bofa. If there's ever been a Bofa moment, it's Bofa. It's both of them. If there's ever been a what's up, Jeremy and company, go Cards. What's up, Andre? I think, my opinion, I think Josh Hurd, even though there's been what I believe a verbal agreement for quite some time now between Kenny Payne and company. I think Josh is trying to make a bigger hire to secure himself that job. I don't think his chances of getting the permanent athletic director job is as good if he hires Kenny Payne. I think, again, my opinion, things I've heard without outright saying them, just my opinion. Tuesday, I have my bourbon ready. I would say I would put my money on next Tuesday, but I still, regardless, it's going to happen. So I'm going to stop because this thing is literally the last 3 weekends. There's been people from other sites reporting stuff has changed when it's not changed. The Scott Drew agenda. Scott Drew is not walking through those doors. Not to quote Rick Pitino, Scott Drew is at a privately funded institution that will price us right us it doesn't matter what we offered them, they're going to top it by a lot.
And has a new arena coming.
Advocated for a new arena that's finally being built. Just won his first national championship. Heck, may even double up. I agree, Fred. I think that the announcement should have been made today. That would have been an amazing moment. Easy for me to say. Should have been made today. But Scott Drew was never a realistic option. Mick Cronin, now he coached here at Louisville when I was here. And Higgy, why are you watching the podcast on another?
No, I'm checking our feed from Facebook too because we were blowing up on some Facebook
All right. Well, all of those are coming in. All the comments are coming in here on the side for me. You should be able to see them too. But don't interrupt me again or you're fired. I'm just kidding. But I feel like Josh is trying to cross all the T's and dot the I's because, yeah, but I think he thinks he can do better than Kenny Payne. And honestly, here's the difference. We are a passionate fan base. We want nothing but the best. And in our minds, it's Billy Donovan, Scott Drew, or Brad Stevens. Just like in football, we always throw John Gruden's name in there. But in all actuality, if we don't get Kenny Payne, which I don't know why I said if we weren't to get Kenny Payne, the literal pool of people would be like Ed Cooley, Kelvin Sampson, and the guy from Murray State. I can't wait for the Yum to be rocking again. James, me neither. So Kenny Payne works for us for a plethora of reasons because he's affordable. We don't have any money right now. He's affordable. Higgy, stop typing. Yeah, we are. All the stuff is coming in through here on the side, Higgy.
Well, we got some questions from Facebook. I'm seeing.
I don't know why it's not okay. Facebookers, I'm sorry. I'll get to y'all in a second. It should be live. Yeah, it says it's live. All right, how about this, Higgy? And I'm sorry for being mean to you. I thought you were just being a douche canoe like normal. Let me turn that off and turn it back on and see if they normally all flow through. Again, work in progress. Sorry.
I was gonna say our sponsor Rob Black says, "What's up, everybody? Love you all to death."
Hey, what's up, Rob?
Hayden Redmond asked who's going to be the next head coach.
Kenny Payne. Next.
And Tom Jeffries.
That was easy.
Tom Jeffries. What's up, TJ?
Is asking what players do we think will be returning next season?
That's hard to say because a month and a half. If you all paid attention to our podcast the last,
we told y'all.
We told you all who was going to leave, and that was before Kenny was even approached. So is Kenny a big enough difference to keep those guys? I don't know. I just don't know. I won't answer that question because I don't tell y'all stuff without knowing. Higgy, I'm hearing the feedback from both your TV and the mute the again. I apologize. It seems so unprofessional. I thought Higgy would know better than to play the sound of the show while we're recording the show. But okay, you've got your sausage fingers up now, but you didn't a second ago. So I'm gonna go back to these ones over here. J. Michelle Humphrey, KP is for the culture. We need some excitement. Yeah, and he can get the 5-star recruits. He can mend the old and the new school hearts. All the fighting has been going on. I don't know where my camera is. There we go. All the fighting has been. He can heal that. So absolutely.
And it's not even that he would get the 4- and 5-star recruits. There had been times this year and last year when Louisville was on the floor. They weren't the most athletic team, and that's not what Louisville fans and the fan base is used to. We're used to being one of the more athletic teams in the country. This year and the year before, we were out athletic by a lot of the teams that we played against, and it's not, like I said, it's not something we're used to.
All right, and really quick, I don't know. Bubba Ray said he couldn't find us on Facebook or Twitter. It is showing up on my Facebook and Twitter, and obviously Higgy's able to see it. All right, you found it on YouTube. I understand that, Bubba. Get out of my DMs. Again, work in progress. So I apologize if it seems unprofessional. We're trying to get this done for y'all and do it the right way. No, it's on Twitter feed right here. I've got it right here. Live with CSZ. Pop, bang. Maybe I just blocked you or something. Didn't remember it. So sorry. Yeah, and it's on Facebook too. I love this YouTube thing. Big time, Brad Jeffries. Appreciate it. Put the beer down, Bubba. Yeah. But, okay, back to Antron. Yes, we need to unify the fan base. Brian, good chance Nolan Smith comes too. Now, look, there's not a good chance that Nolan Smith comes. So, no, again, how does he know all these people? Nolan Smith was a child at the Derek Smith basketball camp when I attended and when I helped coach with that. I've known Nolan for 20 years. I texted Nolan yesterday and said, hey, I didn't watch your game Friday night, so I'm not going to watch tonight because, y'all won and I didn't watch. He's like, well, make sure you don't watch again tonight. So I didn't watch. They still lost. But Nolan, I can't guarantee he's going to be But if when he's asked, he will say yes. Flat bill snapback, put it on the website. We need to, for sure, have one guard that can blow by somebody that's Ellis. Yes, Chris, that is true. Having the older players around the program is needed. All hands on deck. Yep, Marcus, thank you. I appreciate that. Looks good on YouTube. And I'm purposely holding your question for the end, the football question. RL hold. I apologize. Brian, good chance. Yeah, but Nolan will be here. I'm looking through the rest of these. I do not want to miss any. Bubba couldn't find us on anything other than his little Etch-a-Sketch or whatever. What's the little tablets they make for kids?
The fire tablets.
Yeah, the fire tablets. KP can get hired today and start recruiting tomorrow. KP has been recruiting for a couple of months unofficially. Marcus made a good point last night about people comparing Payne to Jay Wright and Scott Drew. Yeah, I agree with that wholeheartedly. Josh is looking silly talking to so many people. Paralysis by analysis. Yeah, and Tom would have had this done 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks ago. Can't wait for the young. Okay, so I think I answered everybody's question here for the YouTube feed. The next time, I'll figure out why this didn't cross over to the. I'm not getting any of the questions from any of the other places. Higgy, can you monitor Facebook for questions? And Sam, will you monitor? Can you monitor Twitter for questions, or is that something Higgy's going to have to do for both?
Yeah, Higgy's going to have to do it unless I get on the iPad.
Okay. I was going to say, real quick from Facebook, we got Wayne Autry saying, just found you on the show. Love y'all. And Linderman just found us. So
we love y'all too, for sure. What I was going to say, what separates, I said that earlier. I told y'all get me back on track, and you didn't. I'm going to blame that on y'all. What separates our thing, our mission statement when me and Steve Rummage and Justin Rink started CSZ was customer service. And we wanted to treat everybody like we wanted to be treated. So we have never, ever turned anybody down from a question. Am I frozen on y'all's screen too, or just mine?
No, you're good.
Okay. It's frozen here. My MacBook is just acting crazy. But, and that's what I've always tried to do. So if any of y'all ever have any questions, hit me up. If I'm asleep, I'll answer it when I wake up, but I will answer all the questions. Let's see. Do y'all think Sam could thrive under Payne? I like his game. Gosh, man.
He has to be used the right way.
Yeah. He has to be used the right way, and he has to want this. A lot of these players have not bought in the last couple of years, and I don't blame them. Yes, BD. It is my opinion. Again, please do not. Jeremy Wallman said, not yet. In a couple. When it's announced, you could be like, well, Jeremy Wallman said, but right now, let's just hold all that for right now. But if you want to hear what I've said, tune into the Cardinal Sports Zone podcast. It comes out every Sunday for the most part. You can subscribe to that on all your podcast avenues, Apple, iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, anywhere, Google Podcast, anywhere you can find a podcast, you can find our show. And I have been talking about who we're going to be recruiting, who we're going to be getting, our coaches, whatever. Are we still getting Malik Williams on the pod? We were promised Malik Williams on the pod, and I haven't heard anything back from the day that they said, yeah, let's get him on there and do it. That should be the name of the show, CSZ Real Talk. That's all I know, Robin. That's all I know.
Jeremy, real quick.
Hold on. No, you hold on. I was in the middle of a sentence. Mind your business. Jeremy from Tom Coffee. Jeremy, what are your wait a minute. How did that question leave? Oh, there it is. What are your expectations for KP's first 2 years? How fast you? That's hard to say, but what I will say is this: when you bring in about 8 5-stars the first 2 years, I'm pretty sure you're not only going to be winning 13 games a season. There was only one person that was able to pull off winning that few games in a graduating class, and it was definitely not anybody here recently. So I don't know. I would say by year 2, but I mean the guys that he's the guys that are in his sight, from what I have heard, are great fits with what we have here already and what's coming in. So I will say by year 2, he will have it turned around. But y'all got to be patient. That's the problem. We have a segment of social media that if we don't go undefeated and we don't turn things around the next game, we're ready to fire everybody. Like, say what you want to about Coach Mack, but he was a casualty of our impatience. And he lost the team. So, I mean, at the end of the day, he deserved that outcome. But let's see. We need more of this real talk. Look, I will do this as many times as y'all want me to do it. As we say as I let y'all know on the podcast, if y'all want to sponsor the show, donate to the show, we'll get on more times a week. Just contact me personally. I'll let y'all know how to do that. I don't want to sound like I'm a peddler trying to get y'all to just cash at me all you got. I mean, if you want to, it's CSZ55. But still, I'm saying, let's see. Curry said he's staying. Yes, that is what Curry said publicly.
What else do you want him to say?
I'm gonna leave it at that because I am not convinced. I love him. He's one of my guys. I talked to him personally. I'm just not convinced that's going to happen until KP is official. All right, let's see. Anthony Cheney, what up, fellas? Got to believe the basketball video was put out on social media today was a reference to KP being coach. I agree. Let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna ask Higgy for his the questions from Facebook in a second. I swear to y'all, I'll try to get this fixed. We'll do a little practice. It won't be a legit. It'll just be us fooling around with it. Y'all still be able to see it, but if you're subscribed, Brad Jeffrey's podcast is awesome. Enjoying listening. This is, however, is next level. Yeah, and we'll try to do these occasionally. Like if something pops off and there's something we need to talk about right away, we'll probably do the YouTube one. A lot of work goes into it, if y'all can tell. Like I normally don't have to stop 1,000 times when I'm talking to fix something on the screen that bothers me a little bit. So that's why I kind of prefer the audio only podcast. But I mean, this way y'all do get to see all this. So I mean, and Sam and Higgy. But all right, Corey, I heard rumors from a coworker in the AAU camps that Purdue is making a big pitch to get Dre Davis to transfer and Tay Davis decommit. I haven't heard that at all. Not saying it's not true, just have not heard even a little bit of that. Quentin, the last podcast I had to keep my screen on so it wouldn't stop playing, but that was on the CSZ website. Subscribe to our podcast. Don't just look at it because sometimes that website gets so much traffic that it's janky. I ain't gonna lie. Subscribe to it on one of the podcast avenues. Go to Buzzsprout, go to Spotify, go to Stitcher, go to Apple, go to iTunes, go to iHeart, go to Facebook has podcasts now. Go to any of those. Amazon. Did I say iHeart? I think I did. When will KCD be? Connor, I'll be honest with you. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know when KCD. I know what it is now because of last night. I appreciate Marcus. Getting me hip to what that means, but I don't know. But Fred says transfer portal is a big boost. Yep. Got to be patient. Absolutely, Michelle. Jay Michelle. You want me to call you Jay Michelle or Michelle? I just want to be respectful here. Brian, probably why Brom said no 4 years ago. He didn't say no this past time, though. Any news on bigger, better NIL deals? I don't have any news on NIL deals at the moment. We're going to work hard to get that information for you all. Bill Jones, on a football note, we're not going – well, you know what? Let's answer a couple football questions real quick. The collision course will be tailgating for the spring game at the stadium this year. Everyone is welcome to stop in. Those guys do it big. They do it right. Love them. And also, I don't know if they're even doing it anymore, but the Red Rage guys, they helped us out. We helped them out a lot, but they helped us out a lot. We like them too. Don't know if they do it anymore.
Nope.
But we would split our time between those two and have a blast every game day. Quentin, year one, we're watching Louisville on Selection Sunday. Absolutely. Jay Michelle, go back to Corey's question about Dre Davis and his brother. Yeah, I haven't heard anything. That's what I apologize. Maybe I was talking too fast. I haven't heard anything about that. I'll check on it. Y'all give me some stuff to look up, and I appreciate that. Tournament berth first year. Yes, Chris, I agree. Nick Cobb, other than Nolan, what are the other assistants you're hearing? Now, this list could have changed by now. Well, two of them could have changed by now. I know that the plan was Milt Wagner, special assistant, Nolan Smith, then Tim Anderson from Illinois. He might be one that can change. I have no idea, though. I'll just be honest with you. The Tim Anderson I was told 4 or 5 weeks ago that may have changed. And then Dennis Felton from Western, he coached at Western and then coached at Georgia. Great X's and O dude, great mind for basketball. I would love that, but that's what I've heard. Those are the guys that I've heard. Carito, you know how I do, man. It is what it is. But no, I haven't. I can reach out. I'll give when Higgy sits here and gives us some questions off of Facebook in just a second. I'll reach out to my contacts on the basketball team right now, live. We're doing it live, pal. Corey, do you think Josh will be named AD? I don't. Not if Kenny's named the coach. I don't think he will be. I guess there's still a chance. KP on my show live tomorrow night. Look, Kenny's a friend of mine, but I'm not going. If you all think that I'm going to bring him on, I don't. That's the thing. I just want to get y'all the right information. I don't care about the clout. It's like Marcus said the other day. He's not media. He does it. I do this for fun. I do this for the love of Card Nation. I do this for fun. I'm sure we'll have Kenny on sometime, but I'm not going to bother. I'm going to let him get to work, and then we'll sit down and talk and try to figure something out. Jocelyn or Michelle is cool. All right, I'll go with Michelle because I would just say Jay, but people call me Jay, so I'll omit that confusion there. Here, Red Rage is coming back this year. There's plenty of between Red Rage and Collision Course, you are not going to have a bad time. That's what we always split our time between the two. We have plenty of friends that both love them all. Element, the on-screen podcasts are the best. I know, but I have to look at Higgy this way, and I don't really like doing that. So, no, I'm just kidding. Nasty Nate, Tim and Wilton, Nolan, Milt. I know you meant Milt. Apple Music, you can get on Apple, iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher. I love them. Michelle, the other schools are trying to get him by pitching NIL deals. Again, I have not heard that. And last but not least, on my side, we really got the Alley fan club group. Yep, IU fans are apparently really scared Kenny can still Rose. But now I have heard that. I have not heard that's a done deal, but I've heard that they're scared that's going to happen. Any push to get KP hired so he'll be on the pregame during the tourney? No, I don't think so. Higgy, will you go ahead real quick? You give us some of the Facebook questions. Hold on real quick. Pretty sure the majority that don't want Payne think he's a robot because they've never heard him speak. No, my opinion, the reason that they want Payne or they don't want Payne is because they always push this narrative. He's never been a head coach. Being the assistant at coach in Kentucky for 12 years is pretty equivalent. And I've told Marcus and Steve this a billion times. That's the equivalent of that job is equivalent, if not better, to 85% of the head coaching jobs in NCAA. Thanks, James. I appreciate you. I sure do. Who won Kenny Payne won those games. Sorry. I love Eric Wood. I love that clip. I don't have any fancy clips like that. I had the fancy intro clip that I had made. Shout out to my guy Lou Eville for doing that for me. But appreciate what will make this spring game. I'm hoping they'll have the alley open up. I think so too. Let's see. Pretty sure the majority of it. No, and I'll say this. I think, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, but I also think that there is and I don't like to throw this around a lot because, especially when I don't know it to be true, but I think for me, I feel like Kenny being an African-American coach is also a reason for a lot of the hatred that you're seeing. They can't give any other reason why than to not hire him other than, well, he ain't been a head coach or, he's not an X's and O's guys. Believe me, he X's and O'd his butt off in Kentucky. So, it is what it is. Yeah, Corey, I think I think so. I absolutely think so. Getting a UK. Okay, so here's the thing, though. People sit here and say Kenny Payne's a UK guy, but he has that's another thing that just pees me. Now I know y'all used to Marcus flying the expletives around. I try not to do that. I don't look down on people that do that. I just don't really do that on the radio because here's my thing. And I've transited because when we started doing radio, I had to cut all that out of my vocabulary because I just knew, just the plain as day, that if I got on the radio and I talk like I normally talk, that I'd be off the radio pretty quick. So I don't do it, but it just pisses me off when I hear people call him, not you. You didn't make me mad, Nate, but that's another argument. He's a UK guy. No, he won a championship for the Ville. He played here for 4 years. He bleeds Louisville through and through. And it's just like another thing. People do the same thing and I know Perrin Johnson is a controversial figure here, but here's the reason why he's controversial. When he graduated from Louisville, he tried to get jobs in radio around Louisville. Nobody would hire him. The only person that would hire him was good old Jet Moans in Lexington. Is he supposed to not get fed? Is he supposed to not do? Is he supposed to not live in an apartment? Like, he's doing what he's doing, and he's improving every year. He's just like, oh, he's a Kentucky. No, he's not a Kentucky guy. There would be nothing that made Perrin more happy than for Louisville to win the national championship, and for the Blue Man Group to be sent home early every year. But that man's just doing that for to feed himself, feed his family, just like Kenny did. So, it is what it is. Y'all know how I am. I love everybody. There's no racial hatred in my heart. I was raised in a predominantly African-American neighborhood growing up as far as the kids were concerned. So I love everybody. Like, I don't, except for Higgy, he kind of makes me mad, but everybody else, no. So you're not going to find that in my heart. I try to, yeah, absolutely. Don't care if the man is green, bring the pain. I know I was just pissed off when Cal joked that Louisville guys couldn't read. Well, you know what? I hope Cal, I hope he gets a boil on his rear end and can't sit for a couple weeks. Talking about we can't read. You know what? At least we don't procreate with our sisters and cousins. That's all I gotta say about that. I'm just saying. And shout out to all my family down in Western Kentucky that are Kentucky fans. None of us procreated together. Will I be at the Bubba? Stop asking me if I'm gonna be at the spring game. Listen, my time is extremely limited because I'm taking care of my family and I'm doing stuff like this for y'all. I do not know if I'm gonna be at the spring game because I would love to say yes. And then if my dad takes a turn for the worse, and I don't go, then well, no, because you actually are the one that bothers me 24 hours a day. So I'm just kidding. But I will say as of now, yes, I'm going, but with my dad and now my mom, with her being sick, I just can't promise anybody. I mean, none of us are promised tomorrow, but I definitely cannot promise you I'll be at something here in a couple of weeks when Dad's getting better than worse and better than worse. But I will try my best to do that. And what was I asking? I told y'all I was going to hit somebody up and ask them about the Purdue thing. Wayne, real quick, I haven't heard. I've been hearing for 2 months it was coming soon. Still haven't got the official word on it yet, so I don't know. But Higgy, I want you to read some more of the Facebook questions, and I'm going to hit up my basketball dude and see what he's got to say.
So one of them we had was Linderman again, asking if we were all going to be at the spring game and if we were going to do a live show out that way, which would be awesome. Wayne Autry asked, who's some of the older coaching that you think Kenny Payne will bring in? And we talked about that. And
come on, Higgy, I need you to stall. You're not doing a very good job of stalling, bro.
But JK did bring up a good point, and I wanted to bring this up to you guys too, and the fan base as well. Rick Pitino and Howard Schnellenberger were both at UK as well back in the days.
Great point.
What's wrong with bringing Kenny Payne in back?
Jeremy said part of it. They said part of it. Jeremy said part of it was most people have reservations. Most people have reservations because he doesn't have any head coaching experience, which I think is crap because I'm gonna go to the women's basketball side real quick. Coach Sam Purcell has been on Coach Walt's staff for a while now, and he's one of the top assistants in women's basketball. And he finally got his job to be a head coach at Mississippi State. Now, what's to say that he's not going to do a great job at Mississippi State? He's never had any head coaching experience, but he's learned that under one of the best for a few years. So, go ahead.
I was going to say, Coach Purcell's going to do an excellent job
He
at
will.
Mississippi State. Just think of how many players he's developed.
Man, I hope he
Dana
loses every game.
Evans.
Forget that. I ain't being nice no more. Can I send you one of those? Again, if you all DM me on Twitter or message me on Facebook or the YouTube thing, I'm not really sure. I'm just getting into the YouTube thing. If you all hit me up, thank you, Corey. I will definitely, if I can get it, because I think you have to have 20 of them to get them made, and they're about $50 each, so they ain't cheap. But yeah, I'll get those for you. I will definitely do that. Fred, all the coaches that were used don't have the experience made the tournament. There are a lot of coaches that made the tournament that were Juwan Howard, Hubert Davis, and more. Let's see. Don't think they announced Kenny today because they didn't want to take anything from the women's team. Absolutely. I hope Mississippi State loses every game. Oh, wait a minute. That's me. Can Higgy read? No. All right. Arizona's Arizona's coach was the other one I was trying to think of. So, but yeah, that's a great question. Now, finally.
Shout out Big Ross.
Finally. Higgy, one of these days you're going to learn to stop talking when I'm talking. It's just like my wife is in the room with me. And she left me to go to Minnesota. So,
Twice.
finally, we get to answer our L. Holt's question. We go 8-4 in football this year. That should be a realistic goal. Absolutely think that should be at the least. That should be our record. I think
7-5.
I say better. I say 9-3.
Higgy always picks us to be 13-0 every year, so I'm not even really going to sweat what he says. No, I you know what? Look, I'm looking at the schedule in my head. I think between 7-5 and 9-3 with an outside shot at 10-2, but I got to see. That's just off of last year. We lost a lot of parts from last year. So maybe I will go with maybe my way too early lock is 7-5 until we're able to see us play a couple games and see
then
how
you'll drop it down.
we mess with.
You'll drop it down to 6-6.
No, I'm never going to drop it. That's my last one. I'm not Higgy. I don't flip-flop, bro. It's 7-5 for me is my at the lead. That's our bottom line record next year. Put the money in the bank. Shorty, what you think? Big man on campus. It's all in the phone. Roderick Gibson. Yeah. So, do y'all have any other questions? We're getting here. We are reaching the 49-minute mark of the podcast. I appreciate all. Shawn does flip flop too. Oh, also, I'm glad you mentioned Shawn. Shawn is one of our other co-hosts. He's a great dude. If you all have a single sister or cousin, or maybe even a mom that's right around 40 or something, man, send them Shawn's way. Shawn is a great dude. He's just shy. He can't holler at girls worth nothing.
He has a phobia when it comes to beautiful women.
Shawn can't even. That don't even matter. Shawn had a problem. Never mind. PG show. Shawn got nervous the other day when he had to pick up the box of Betty Crocker cake mix. He's like, Betty, I don't know if I could do that. Follow back on Twitter. What Shawn said. I absolutely will follow you back on Twitter. If you follow me, I'll follow back. This is awesome. We'll reach out. We'll contribute. Awesome. James laughing. Bubba, he tried. I'm not really sure. Do more of these. Fred, we will try to do these as often as possible. Everybody laughing. My mom is 73, but frisky. James.
Hey, someone needs to start somewhere. Shawn needs a starting point.
Mother.
I was going to say it's Stifler's mom moment, isn't it?
Hey, here we go. Hey, I like that. Nasty Nate said MF and believable. Here's our soundbite.
Uneffing believable.
Can y'all hear that?
Yeah.
Uneffing believable.
Okay, just making sure that's Shawn because he does it all. Shawn will pull a Forrest Gump if you ever touch. This is a family show. John Ray Lindemann. Yeah, I said your government name. But no, we will do as many of these as we can. We do appreciate all the love and support. Again, if you want to help keep this, I mean, because these things are not cheap to do. If y'all want to support the podcast, like I said, the Cash App is CSZ55. And the Venmo also is drumroll Higgy.
While you're talking about that, I was going to just.
No, I asked you for a drum roll. It's JSW55. So no, stop now. So if y'all want to hook us up so we can do this more often, we will do that. We appreciate you all. Go ahead, Higgy, because I know you're monitoring the Facebook feed, and I appreciate that. And again, we'll try to get that fixed before next time.
No, I was just reading a comment by Ross. He said, "I think it's just likely football craps the bed." Then ends up a good after all. These quote unquote impressive staff changes, just like what happened with Mac this year in coaching.
We will crap the bed in football because of who our coach is. Point blank. Period. That's all I gotta say.
God, stop it. And Quentin, I do follow you back. For those of y'all that don't know, Sam's just pessimistic towards Scott Satterfield, so y'all can just get over that. Nick,
Until he proves me wrong,
guys.
I am right.
Tom Coffey, is Little Wagner a lock with KP? Well, what do you think that Milt's a special assistant? Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to sound condescending to you. Yes, he's an absolute lock. He's got two buddies. The number 3 player in the country also plays in New Jersey with him. Mackenzie Magabo.
Bad.
He's right now. Guess who his crystal ball is for, Sam?
Ooh,
Duke. Guess who his lead recruiter is?
I would guess it'd be Mr. Smith.
It's my brother Nolan Smith.
There you
guess
go.
who also kind of flips and comes. And then there's the other kid. He's like almost 7 foot. I don't remember what his name is. Somebody mentioned him earlier. I forgot. Like, this is going to be, and I know those are for 2023. There's always the chance of reclassifying. Let's see. But yeah, Q, I'm already following you on Twitter. It's time for Sat to win. I agree. I have told Sam for 2 years on the podcast. It takes like 4 or 5 seasons for a football coach to get his mojo going, get everything going, and people are just too impatient. But yes, 7-5 shouldn't cut it for us. I agree.
That's what we're gonna be.
I'll raise it to 8-4. Fred Harmon, thanks, fellas. Great show. Appreciate you. Shut up, Bubba. Lauren Kaufman. So Marcus last night. Great show, guys. Thank you, Lauren. Hopefully, if you all request, if y'all tell Marcus y'all need more Jeremy, hopefully there's a Woman Wednesdays in there for me. It is what it is. I would definitely already have been back on the radio waves in general, but I'm trying to take care of my family and stuff, and it is what it is. But thank you, Lauren. I appreciate that. Yeah, Quentin. No, McKenzie's the number 3 player. I don't know what the number 19 player is. He's really, really long. Well, Sam, you're gonna have to.
I'm looking
live with it.
Hold on.
With Pierce Cummings bought himself 2020. Yes, CSZ needs to be back on the radio. Great show. Wish all health and happiness. Go Cards. Yeah. Mackenzie Macabo is how you pronounce it. The only reason I know that is because Nolan likes to mess with me about the pronunciation of his name all the time. Aaron Bradshaw. Thank you, Ernie. That's why you're my new favorite for right now. Until the next person comments. Yes, it's Aaron Bradshaw. That's the name. So I'm trying to downsize this so I can pull up this last part that I do want to share with you all before we go. We do want to give a shout out again to all of our fine sponsors: Fitness Market, Shack in the Beck Barbecue, Four Pegs Beer Lounge, Derby City Lawn and Landscaping, and All American Pool and Supply Company. And we are currently working on more. For any sponsorship opportunities, if y'all want to reach out to us for the podcast, the streaming show, streaming show is a whole new level of income we can take advantage of. If you want to help us out, 502-694-0375, or hit us up on social media. On social media, you can find the show on the avenues. It's at Cardinal Sports Zone on YouTube. It's Cardinal Sports Zone, 3 separate words, on Facebook and on Instagram and Twitter. It is at Card Sport Zone. Follow us everywhere, but not like to church or anything, because that's kind of weird. But yeah. So I don't know, real quick. Yes, Jabari. Kate, I don't know. I don't know, man. I've known Jabari since he was like 8, 7, maybe even younger than that. Good kid. Samaki's been a great dad to him. I still talk to him every couple weeks. I don't know that we could steal him away though. Isn't Jabari a senior this year? Maybe he's just a junior. We need one. Yes, we need Wyman Wednesdays. I wish I had like a pizza deal like Marcus used to have, where if you called in and it did the 5 for $5 thing, you got a discount. But the only thing I've got is like if you roll over here, I'll ride up to Little Caesars and buy you a hot and ready or something like that. I try to do what I can do, but you can find this podcast on all the podcast avenues: Apple, iTunes, Buzzsprout, Spotify, Stitcher, TuneIn, Google, Amazon, iHeart, Facebook. Hit follow or subscribe now, and I will get to all these questions that have been coming up since I've been reading the end. I appreciate it. I will get to that. I do have a last thoughts segment. If you haven't listened to all the episodes of the Cardinal Sports Zone podcast, go check them out. Go to cardinalsportszone.com, hit the podcast tab, hit CSZ Podcast. You can find some of our old shows there, too, that we used to do. Check out the exclusives while you're there. cardinalsportszone.com, the place it all begin. Shout out to everybody who's out there sharing the podcast. We appreciate you. We love you. Just keep supporting us. Keep sharing. Keep doing what you do, because people have been saying this is a comeback for me, but I didn't never go anywhere. So this ain't a comeback. This is a come up, and I'm gonna continue doing it as long as I have y'all's love and support. I will keep representing. I'll keep bringing y'all news and information after this coach, like regardless of what happens with the coaching announcement, because I'm still not sure Josh Hurd isn't gonna fumble this on the one like Leon let, but win or loss, rain or shine, I'm still gonna be here and giving y'all all the information, just like we have been through the last 4 years of this particular iteration of the podcast. Give our guy Kevin at L1C4 The Arts. Give him a follow on Twitter. He does all kinds of great sports merchandise. It's pretty awesome. And also, again, as I mentioned earlier, if you want to support the podcast or want to treat it like a paid message board subscription, it's really easy to do. We don't have a message board, but it's easy to treat it like that. Go to my Twitter handle, at Jeremy_CSZ, or at Card Sports Zone. Hit the dollar bill tip jar icon in the bio. I'm going to share whatever we get with the rest of the hosts. We're going to say any last words, but let me go through and go to these questions I've got since I started rambling off the end of the show. It's easy. We aren't showing the face. I know that, Higgy. Did you just send that to me again? I'm going to smack this.
Nope.
All right, let's see. Great show, guy. All right, let's get to quit. Aaron is another gem. I watch Maven and Rummage. I'll definitely. Yeah, man. Dalton's got great football info. He's a great writer. He's a rising star in the announcing game too. So yeah, we try to give y'all a little bit of everything. Definitely Kenny Payne forever. Tom Brady never. I can't believe he came out of retirement today. He was at home with Giselle for 2 months and was like, nah, I got to get back. Like, if I was at home with Giselle for 2 months, never mind. Cash App for a snapback. Hey, we'll figure that out. Sophomore. I thought Jabari's only a sophomore? He made a huge run in the NCAA tournament last year I guess he did as a freshman. Here we go. I'm on YouTube now. Appreciate you, Ross. That's another one of my favorite people. Ross Pro, what up? What up? Go Cards, pay Payne, and let's go. Enjoying this broadcast, even though I have to see Higgy. Man, that's how I feel, man. I'm rocking one of Kevin's hoodies right now. He's an amazing dude. Our boosters want him to pay the man, quit lowballing. We're not lowballing him, Ross. We have actually offered him we haven't offered him anything. He I think 3.5 is pretty good for a first-time head coach. 10-2 with a win over Kentucky. I hope so, Andre. Had to give y'all some money. Cash App is CSC55. Venmo is JSW55. And PayPal is like woman78@gmail.com. I don't really hardly give that one out because that's just like too much stuff. Where's the super stickers? I don't know, man. I just started doing this. I have no idea. Appreciate the show, fellas. Man, I appreciate that, Bill. And we appreciate
Bill's my brother.
Okay, next time you're not invited on the show, Higgy. I'm just kidding. We are going to, let me go ahead and get this cleared off real quick. And I'm gonna go ahead and play us out. I appreciate you all. Until the next time, this has been the Cardinal Sports Home Podcast. Take us out, B-Sim. See, this is cool because we'll be able to see us throughout the outro. Why does Higgy look like he gets his milkshake? His milkshake brings all the girls to the yard.
That it probably does.
Pay attention. I can do that, Ross. I appreciate it. And just for the audio version of the podcast, I have to let it play a little bit. So be patient. And I love y'all, and I appreciate y'all so much. Scott Drew is not gaining momentum.
Momentum
You know what?
for the tournament?
That's a walk-off. That's exactly what that is. That's a walk-off. You're welcome.
He's getting momentum for the tournament.
I'm out of here.